and maintain safe housing in strong communities, the American dream. But for thousands of people right here in our own communities, the door to affordable housing remains closed. Our challenge is to open those doors.
People of faith need to be doing is staying sensitive to the least of these in our community and what their situation is.
The least can be any of us.
Well, I wouldn't assume it will never be you. I think we're all just an accident away from disability and loss of income.
Sometimes it may not even take loss of income.
Affordable housing may not mean housing for poor people at all.
It's not hard to find signs of available housing in our communities, but the gap between available and affordable is often too much for many of us to overcome.
If you look at the statistics, there's a growing need within middle-class, middle-income people that need affordable housing.
Government housing agencies and the private mortgage industry say housing is affordable when we spend up to 30% of our income paying for it. But here in Wisconsin, almost 1/3 of all renters cannot afford the fair market rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. Simply put, rents and mortgages have gone up faster than wages. The demand for affordable housing is outstripping the supply.
Communities, if they really do collaborate and join together, can make a substantive difference on this issue. It's partly a matter of will and intention.
And poverty issues in rural Wisconsin.
Through the Wisconsin Council of Churches, Wisconsin's faith communities and housing organizations have been bringing people together to work towards solutions in workshops like this.
Counseling people. Everyone can be a homeowner, not just now, anytime in the future.
Many of you, I know there's
They talk
a ton
about
of talent
personal
in this room,
experiences
many
and
people in the
challenges,
community.
and they share ideas
So
to
these are
create
just good
new
questions
ways to
ask
work
yourself
together.
in terms of
Our focus that we came up with says to develop a housing commission that facilitates coordination of effort, needs, need gaps, resource development, and allocation of resources.
The common word that ran through everybody's little piece of paper was more. More of whatever it is. More homeownership, more transitional housing, more housing for people with mental illnesses, more energy efficient housing.
From workshop to the real world. Instead of more, the small southeastern Wisconsin city of Burlington was faced with less housing. Lakeview Terrace, a longtime group home on Browns Lake, was sold to make way for a condominium project. Before the building was leveled, 65 disabled residents were given 4 months to find affordable housing somewhere else.
There were 4 or 5 that were able to stay within 10 miles of Lakeview Terrace. The rest of them, for the most part, went to other counties, all of them having to develop new networks of care for themselves, and all of them being displaced from family and friends.
Reverend David Danoon helped organize the Burlington Supportive Living Group, made up of church members and concerned community members.
It can start with, you go to the newspaper and you say, I want to have a meeting, publicly called meeting. Open up your church one night to people that might also be concerned about the same issue as you were.
Displaced residents like Alan Solomon didn't want to leave the area, and the group wanted to find or create new space in Burlington for people like him to live.
I guess was pretty afraid that for quite a while, it didn't look like anything in Burlington was really going to show up, and I was kind of afraid that maybe I would have to move out of the area and start all over again.
The group faced an uphill battle.
It takes audacity. It takes a sense of calling, of the Holy Spirit being there to lead you. It takes some just bald-faced arrogance sometimes. It just takes faith.
The group used that faith and developed a network using resources like the Wisconsin Council of Churches to find solutions. 8 months after the residents were displaced, a new affordable living facility was more than just a dream. It now looks like an early success story.
And now we have actually made application for a HUD 202 grant to develop a piece of property here in Burlington City, which is about 1 acre in size. It's in a residential neighborhood and could accommodate, say, a 3-bedroom home that would fit 6 people and a caregiver. So what I would hope is that local churches across the state would be paying attention to the living conditions of people who are homeless or people who may be becoming homeless. Keeping an ear to the ground for those who are walking their way and may be in need of help.
The American Baptist Housing Ministries have been helping people who walk their way for nearly a decade. The organization has created and supported affordable housing communities in places like Madison and Milwaukee.
What we have tried to do is build within each housing community a community learning center, because we wanted to take housing management and transform it into a human service organization.
You'll be ready for the test, so why don't we plan for you to take the test tomorrow?
Carmen Porco manages the projects. He says the guiding philosophy here is to encourage self-reliance, respect, and dignity for all people by embracing inclusion and education.
The driving force is a passion about helping people to believe in themselves.
As community learning centers, residents here are encouraged to use the resources of computer labs, libraries, and educational clubs. They're also invited to become active partners in those programs.
We can't do it all alone. It's never going to work. You know, we need the residents to be a part. It's their number one partnership. We have the programs, and we need them to help us, you know, to run the programs, to tell us what they want to do, and to actually be in here and doing it. And we're just here to provide the resources.
The American Baptist Housing Ministries and the Burlington Supportive Living Group are just 2 examples of organizations that have worked to answer the call for affordable housing.
The important thing is that people do analysis of their community, look at their history, examine their leadership, and look at how they want to develop and tailor-make their situation for their needs. Don't copy something else because, quote unquote, it looks like it's great. May not be great for you.
You got to keep those ties, because otherwise you can't do anything. You can't make enemies. You've got to work with neighbors and love your friends and accomplish what needs to be done together. It's very doable.
Doing what needs to be done together. The Wisconsin Council of Churches urges you to learn more about the need for affordable housing. Check out our website at wichurches.org or call us at 608-837-3108. Find out how you can become part of the solution so we can all share in the dream of opening doors to affordable housing.
The work